couple of 6-footer and 2 kids that are 5'11", so it's a big, long and lean starting 5 for the Castle Knights.
Well, the lights are off. The starting lineups. And Katie Butcher at 6'2" and a junior will be the center for South Bend, Washington. And the size advantage will go to Castle.
Player for player at every position, that is very true. I'm interested to see what Coach Cottons is going to do to try to negate that size. Obviously, South Bend, Washington has got great guard play. They can push the ball in transition. They've got some athletic wings that can get down quickly. And you see Coach Cottons there with an outstanding record this season.
25-1 in her 12th year, a record of 194-70. Again, South Bend, Washington, located in South Bend, trying to become the first city school in South Bend to win a state title. South Bend St. Joe is a private school. They have won a title. And a funny story we'll tell you about Maryland Cottons. There is Wayne Allen, who spent much of his career coaching the boys. He's in his 4th year, 85-17 at Castle. He coached Boonville, Muncie North, and Northwestern. His 18th year as a head coach, 279 and 151. But he gets to the state finals as a girls head coach.
He said he's really enjoyed this season. It's a great group of kids to work with and very excited to represent Castle.
And the tip controlled by South Bend, Washington. Emily Phillips is the starting point guard. And a long 3-point shot by Skylar Diggins.
I don't think she's going to disappoint us tonight, Chris. I've heard a lot of hype about her, but the one thing that I have heard is that she is very grounded. She's a team player, works extremely hard, so it's going to be fun to watch.
She had just 12 points against Kokomo last Saturday. Against South Bend St. Joe, the defending 3A state champ this year, she had 43 points. And there's Castle on the glass, and that's Maria Olthorn.
Well, right away you see Ushery and Olthorn playing volleyball back and forth off the backboard. They just had a couple of offensive rebounds. Very athletic posts to get some offensive glass.
Castle out in that 2-3 zone. They've got a lot of size there. And Boucher, the center, hits the shot, and we come out, and we're 3 for 3 in the opening minute.
And both teams seem very comfortable in this big arena. Everybody's been talking about the background, and they didn't get to shoot this week.
And an offensive foul called on Stephanie Gelhausen.
But the background doesn't seem to bother either of these teams as they're shooting the ball fairly well.
Well, one of the things they've had to do is wait all day, Jane.
Yep.
I'm sure they've watched some of the other games, but you've had to wait all day waiting for your chance to shine for a state title.
That's got to be the most unnerving part of it.
Diggins is the freshman, 21 points a game. Jumper on the baseline is missed by Sharice White, and Castle has the rebound. Gelhausen is at the point. She's 5'10". Emily Phillips is 5'4", wearing number 2 in the white for South Bend, Washington. Castle in the blue uniforms. South Bend, Washington in the white, and Ushery is fouled down low. Our officials tonight, Tim Filson, Kevin Moore, and J.C. Smith.
Follows on the Panthers, number 14, Ashley Varner. Her first, the team's first.
Varner trying to defend, but they're just going to try to shut off the lanes into the post, and she was falling backwards, and that's why she picked up that foul.
Long 3-point shot. Lynn McKinney, 45th of the year, 33% from behind the arc, and the game is tied at 5. Boucher on the baseline, doesn't get the roll, rebounded by Ushery. And Castle now has a chance to take its first lead. Smith has the ball. She is signed to play soccer at Evansville. Baseline jumper by Olthorn.
Well, Olthorn's father played at University of Evansville, so she comes from some good line of basketball.
Here's a drive by Caitlin Smith. And it's a 9-5 Castle lead. You can feel the energy in this building, Jane.
Both teams have good crowds here trying to spur their team to victory. It's early, but both teams very fired up.
Long 3, no good by Phillips. Ushery has another rebound for the Knights. Castle averaging 61 points a game. South Bend, Washington, #1 in the state at 76 points a game. Jumper on the baseline, no good by Oldthorne, and Diggins has the rebound. The Panthers' scoring margin this year, 30 points a game. Diggins can't get it. Ushery clears it, has another rebound. It's swiped, though, by South Bend, Washington, and then a foul. And it will be whistled against Caitlin Smith.
Castle getting to the early lead. As you see the kick out with the jump shot by Oldthorne. And then Castle's going to have to score to stay in this game with high-powered offense of South Bend. As you see the driving layup by Caitlin Smith.
Boucher has the ball go through her hands. Long three is good by Emily Phillips.
Emily Phillips for three. Phillips.
So we've already seen a couple of threes by South Bend, Washington.
Just like Coach Coggins talked about the rest of the team. Skylar Diggins getting a lot of publicity, a lot of attention. But it's got to be the rest of the team stepping up. And right there, Emily Phillips, smallest player on the floor, knocks down a big three for South Bend, Washington to cut it to 1.
She averages nearly 10 points a game, a 35% shooter from behind the arc, and Oldthorne again.
Nice out-of-bounds play. A good screen for Oldthorne to come down the lane for the easy 2.
Phillips drives the lane, and Ushery blocked the shot, but it's rebounded by Sharice White. Knocked out of bounds. It'll belong to Castle. Ashley Varner had a good look underneath, but watch Ushery block that away.
Ushery might be the most athletic person on this team, and then you see the ball goes out of bounds. South Bend, Washington. So Castle's going to get the basketball, and they throw it over top.
And Ushery has it, going coast to coast, scores, and a foul. I don't think they're going to count it.
That could have been a pretty big continuation, but let's give a little prop to Jasmine Ushery for catching that basketball in transition, off the dribble, keeping her composure, and shooting with the left hand.
Ashley Varner picks up her second foul. I think you have to count that hoop.
I agree. Yeah. Count it.
So they wave it off. Ushery doesn't get the field goal. And now Castle inbounds the basketball. Sharice White gets the rebound for the Panthers. Diggins ahead, nearly threw it out of bounds. Phillips tracked it down. Her shot. Boucher, the rebound, hit the side of the backboard. They get the ball again. Now the ball's kicked out of bounds, and we'll have a timeout. Fast pace here in the opening stages of the first quarter of our 4A state title game. It's Castle 11, South Bend, Washington 8 on the Indiana Cable Network.
Have your birthday party at the Roller Dome. It's fun and convenient for everyone. Make your reservation today.
At VHIX.com, we've taken the hassle out of searching for a new or used vehicle. Now, in one place, you can find thousands of vehicles right in your neck of the woods. You can search by make, by model, even by how much you'd like to spend. So if you're looking for a new or used car, search for it at dealers near you at VHIX.com. Roadmap to the automotive world.
College football is something that is indescribable. It's something you have to experience. What college football teaches you is to go out and to play with a group of guys and to accomplish a goal. That's a lifetime lesson that you can take throughout your whole years of your life. You have adrenaline, enthusiasm, and everything just flowing through your body. So when your number is called, you have to deliver. And you win a game, you get emotional because you know you have put the time in and the hard work in, and it's paying off. NCAA football, every game counts.
Castle is out to a 3-point lead, 11-8 in the first quarter of our 4A state championship game. We introduced you to our coaches at the start of the game as we head to the South Bend, Washington bench. In her 12th year is Marilyn Coddens. You see her husband, Don. He's an assistant, a longtime boys head coach. 19 years ago, Marilyn Coddens coached her first game at Edison Elementary. She lost 53-1. That did not deter her from having a winning season that year and now getting to the state championship game. Boucher has the shot blocked and now is fouled and free throws for the Panthers.
Well, I will say one thing. In coaching, you've got to be able to take a defeat every once in a while, but 53-1. I commend her for sticking with it, and here she is coaching in her first state championship game.
So Katie Boucher to the free throw line with 3:34 to play in the opening quarter. Has a field goal for 2. 71% free throw shooter. Personal foul was on Maria Olthorn. She already has 3 field goals for 6 points. She's a 6'1" senior. Her father played at Evansville. She'll stay in the Missouri Valley, but she's going to play at Indiana State. Ushery pulls down the long pass. Castle has a 1-point lead.
When you've got an athlete like Ushery on your team, they just threw the ball, but Kenny just chucked the ball down the court, and Ushery ran underneath of it. As you see her posting up strong, that's a nice duck-in post move by Ushery, and the high-low look for Maria Olthorn to get the easy basket on the ball reversal.
13-10, that's Diggins out on the right side. Her high-arcing 3, no good. And a personal foul called on South Bend, Washington. Checking in off the bench, Lauren Archie. Don't know if the foul was on her. We'll check. It is. Lauren Archie, a 5'9" junior, picks up the foul.
Lauren Archie.
You see the high-low look, post to post on ball reversal. The defense had shifted over for the help side in case there was any penetration, and then that's when Ushery stepped in and got the easy look.
So the Knights try to build on their 3-point lead. Gelhausen picks up her dribble, long 3. McKinney can't hit it. Rebounded, though, by Castle and Caitlin Smith. Olthorn drives, baseline. Missed it. Ushery there keeps it alive. Another rebound.
Well, Ushery and Olthorn just always actively working against South Bend. And Skylar Diggins upset with that foul. She is fired up. She wants her team to respond and not let the ball come inside so easily.
Foul on Katie Boucher, her first, and the Panthers 5th, and Ushery at the line to shoot 2. 67% free throw shooter. She has the most free throw attempts on this Castle Knight team this year, 191.
She's a little bit of a raw talent, but you see she's doing the right things. When you watch her play here in the early going, every time the ball is reversed or sits up top, she's trying to get in there. She's gotten her hands on quite a few rebounds, and she already has 5 rebounds herself, 2 on the offensive end.
And Ushery will stay on the floor. South Bend, Washington goes to the bench and brings in Shalana Murray, 5'11" sophomore, 4 points and 4 rebounds per game. Her first play on the floor. There you look at the early shooting stats, and Shalana Murray comes right in and drains a 17-footer.
A lot of times you'll tell players when they step in off the bench to maybe get in the flow of the game, but there's no need if you're going to hit that 15-footer.
Smith gives it to Ushery, right to the basket, right hand, got the roll.
Well, right now, South Bend, Washington has no answer for Jasmine Ushery. She has 6 straight points for Castle Knights.
Foul called on Gelhausen. That's her second. So now Wayne Allen may be forced to go to the bench. His point guard, Stephanie Gelhausen, has a couple of fouls.
Nice post-entry pass, and she takes it strong to the basket. Right now, she's got a little bit smaller player on her, so they're just trying to get her the ball in a good spot to score.
Shalana Murray missed that one. Ushery has another rebound, and she has 6 here in the first quarter.
Ushery, just a junior. A lot of attention to Maria Olthorn, the senior post player, but that allows for Ushery to get some open looks down inside herself.
Gelhausen works against Emily Phillips. Heavy pressure now by South Bend, Washington. Man-to-man. They go backdoor. Gelhausen lays it in on the foul. A three-point play opportunity for the 5'10 senior.
That's a great pass. Caitlin Smith, a lot of pressure up top. Looked like she might turn it over and get a 5-second call. Gelhausen does a nice backdoor cut because of the so much pressure by South Bend's defense. And you see she gets the finish and the foul.
And Shalana Murray came over, committed the foul. And now Gelhausen, with her first field goal, has a chance for a three-point play. Kept alive by Ushery. And Castle has another chance. Ushery with 7 first-quarter rebounds along with her 6 points. She has out-rebounded herself, South Bend, Washington, and Murray blocks the shot of Oldthorne.
Murray off the bench has made an impact, already hit a shot, and that's a big block because that would have been an easy 2 for Oldthorne.
Diggins in the lane, misses. Gelhausen snags it, and then a foul the other way, and it will be on Skylar Diggins. That's her first.
Block by Murray to come from behind, and Oldthorne just left the ball out there exposed a little bit too much. You got to protect it with your body and draw the foul. She did not do that, and Murray took advantage of it.
Well, this has been a game that the Castle Knights fell behind early on a three-pointer by Skylar Diggins, but they've come roaring back. Tied the game at 5, took the lead for good at 7-5, and have not given it up.
A 19-9 run after that Diggins 3. And they've done it in the fashion that you would expect, going inside, trying to get their big players involved early. Ushery has 6 points. Very balanced scoring for Castle so far.
1 of 2 for Gelhausen. 8-point lead is the largest. Phillips throws it up and in on the baseline right.
Emily Phillips with the basket.
She's just a sophomore, yeah. Diggins and Phillips, a freshman and a sophomore in the backcourt. Gelhausen right to the basket with a right hand.
Everybody has been hyping South Bend's transition and ability to get to the basket, but so far Castle's been the one that's been taking it to the hole.
Rebound by Emerald Graham, and here comes Castle again. Caitlin Smith, though, will back out. 8-point lead for the Knights. They go inside, shot block. Graham had it blocked away. Here's a fast break opportunity. Phillips, though, can't run it down. And the Castle Knights get it. Heavy pressure here from South Bend, Washington with Shanika Anderson. They've got to get it across the line. They finally do. And then Diggins picks up the cheap foul. And that will be her second.
That's a big foul for Diggins. The freshman's got to be smart. Right here, Diggins pushes it ahead for Phillips. For the runner there, she nice 10-footer in transition. And then again in transition, now it's Castle's turn. Stephanie Gelhausen takes it strong to the hole on the left side.
And the good news for the Castle Knights, they're already in the bonus. 8 team fouls on South Bend, Washington. And Caitlin Smith, a 68% free throw shooter.
For one thing, Marilyn Cottons talked about Skylar Diggins and why she's so special is the fact that she has, savvy about the basketball game, but also she's very intelligent. And you can see Cottons has that kind of confidence in a freshman because she's going to leave her on the floor with 2 fouls, 17 seconds left in the first quarter. Biggest
lead of the game. It's a double-figure lead at 24-14 for Castle. Diggins and Phillips in the backcourt. That's Diggins. Launches again from three-point range.
Smart move by Cottons because Diggins hits a 3 and gives her team a little bit of momentum going into the first quarter.
1 second to play. And Castle looks like they'll throw it the length of the floor. Ushery gets it, and that will be the quarter. 24-17. The Castle Knights have a first quarter lead. And Skylar Diggins started the game with a 3. She ends the quarter with a 3. South Bend, Washington trails by 7 after 1.
Sports fans, Get ready. Comcast Local is now in Indiana. No one brings you coverage of your favorite sports teams like Comcast Local. We've got all the hot shots, the home run hitters, the perfect playmakers, the best on the ice action, along with a variety of other programs and events. Only Comcast Local is able to bring you the best in local sports coverage. Comcast Local, available only on Comcast.
You need a refill, Dad.
Mom, can I take your lip gloss?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks.
Let me open that, Nana.
Every kid should be like you.
To learn more, visit drugfree.org.
Mrs. Johnson, good to see you again. This is Mike. You can trust him. He looks just like you.
I'll be sucking up to you in order to make you sign the loan.
So, here are your low monthly payments and interest rate as we promised. Here's where they triple. The rest of this is really just here so that we get your house when you can't pay us back.
Such a lovely house.
Predatory lenders are never this easy to spot. Call us and protect yourself with the facts.
Castle leads by 7, 24-17 as we get ready to start the second quarter. The Castle cheerleaders here down on the Indiana-Kentucky border down by Evansville. The Castle Knights 24-3, an enrollment of 1750 in 4A. South Bend, Washington in the northern part of the state on the Indiana-Michigan border. They have 1,622 students. Ushery has the shot blocked. Shalana Murray has her second. And here comes Phillips the other way. Diggins, long range three, count it.
Castle staying in that 2-3 zone, but if Diggins continues to shoot the ball from behind the arc as she is, she's 3 for 4 from back there. And Chris, that was long range. That was well out behind the arc. And it's a 4-point lead for the Knights. Nice drive, and Olthorn has her 8 points. Maria Olthorn is just very fundamental, moves well for a center, faces up to the basket nicely, has good touch on the basketball, and that time she just sees the baseline open and takes it. Phillips gives the ball to Diggins, who's hit 3 long-range shots, and now drives into the lane and scores. 11 now for Skylar Diggins. She's toying with the defender. She pulls him out and then takes him to the hole. Olthorn blocked again by Murray, knocked out of bounds. Shalana Murray has come off the bench and blocked 3 shots. Well, this time you see Olthorn taking it on the baseline. No help side defense, so she gets the uncontested layup. And here's the answer from Skylar Diggins. She's going to take it in penetration herself with a pull-up jump shot.
Returns for the Panthers.
Ashley Varner returned. She started, and there's Shalana Murray who leaves. 3 block shots off the bench for the sophomore, 5'11". Here's Phillips in the lane, missed, rebounded by Castle, and then Caitlin Smith walks with the ball. Well, I like this backcourt from South Bend, Washington. Emily Phillips, a very explosive player as well. Her and Diggins working well together. Phillips had 17 points last Saturday in the win over Kokomo. Diggins hit just 3 of 13 from the field and scored 12. Bad pass by Phillips, but it's retrieved by Shanika Anderson. Now Boucher missed it off the back of the iron. Rebound kept alive. Phillips gets the offensive rebound basket. Pretty athletic play. Phillips, the smallest player on the floor, elevated high to gather that rebound in. Boucher tries to track it down. It will be Castle ball. Well, Boucher keeps it alive. That missed shot that she had tipped it to Phillips, and Phillips could gather it in and goes up in the trees down there. Well, and that was a great play there by Emily Phillips not to wait. Go right up. Don't draw the defenders to you. Try to score right away, and she did. Shot off the glass. Caitlin Smith has 6. Both teams shooting the ball pretty well, especially Castle, 52% early going. Emily Phillips has gone to the bench for her first breather. 5'3" senior Paris Wright is now in, playing in the backcourt with Skylar Diggins. There you see the big difference. 18 to 6 points in the paint. 3-point try missed by Wright. And the Knights have the ball. Gelhausen to Oldthorne. Smith looks inside. 18 of their 28 points have come in that yellow tainted area here at Conseco Fieldhouse. This is the longest half-court set we've seen by either team in some time. Nice pick there by Ushery, missed by Caitlin Smith. She got her own rebound.
Good ball movement by Castle on the offensive board. Got the defense shifting. The extra pass resulted
Caitlin
in
Smith.
a Caitlin Smith jump shot.
Anytime you can get that skip pass and then Smith comes up with a loose ball. Oldthorne will fire a long three. And it's rebounded, knocked out of bounds by South Bend, Washington.
Well, we see the offensive rebound, and they kicked it out, so they get the skip pass to Caitlin Smith. She gets time to set her feet, get her legs up underneath of her, and anytime you have that, you got a good chance of knocking it down, and that's what Caitlin Smith did.
Jasmine Ushery looks inside, threw it away. Gelhausen couldn't get it. Diggins made the steal. She runs the break, loops it up, missed the shot. Rebound tipped out by Ushery, and then the ball is swatted away, stolen. Here's Smith.
Well, Caitlin Smith has 7 of the last Castle points. She's kind of gone on a little tear here. Taking it to the basket, hitting the three.
She has 7 of their 9 in the quarter. Here's a long three, barely hit the front of the rim. Now Smith has it again. Ball is stolen by Diggins.
That was a smooth steal. No body contact, just right in front. And then she tries to get the pass inside, but good defense by Castle in transition.
Wayne Allen shouting out to Stephanie Gelhausen as the Knights will slow it down. Oldthorne into Ushery. Nice spin move with a left hand, and Ushery has points number 7 and 8.
And very nice ball movement by Castle. A little UCLA screen to get Oldthorne the ball up top, and it's the same play we talked about earlier. Ushery ducks in on the weak side for the easy 2.
Well, they had a 10-point first quarter lead. Now it's an 11-point second quarter lead. We have a foul on the floor, and we have a timeout. The Castle Knights leading the top-ranked team in Class 4A South Bend, Washington by 11 on the Indiana Cable Network.
Friday, the women of the Mid-American Conference face off in tournament semifinals. Live on Comcast Local. Women's semifinal action Friday starting at noon. Comcast Local. Available only on Comcast.
Anyone else?
My name is David, and in 8 years, I'll be an alcoholic.
Hi, David.
I'll start drinking in middle school, just at parties. But my parents won't start talking to me about it till high school. And by then, I'll already be in some trouble.
Kids who drink before age 15 are 5 times more likely to have alcohol problems when they're adults.
The thing is, my parents won't even see it coming.
So start talking.
Who's next?
Before they start drinking.
Yeah, right there, right next to the boat.
There's a new face for fishing television. It's Fishing the Wild Side, the total fishing experience.
Once they've outgrown their toddler seat, they're still not ready for adult safety belts alone. 4'9" is the magic number. Until then, kids need a booster seat. Make sure your little pumpkin gets there safely. Visit boosterseat.gov.
For the girls today, Conseco Fieldhouse State Championship Saturday. This is our 4A high school state final game, 35-24. Castle has the lead. Coming up in 3 weeks, make your plans to tune in again for the boys state finals. 64 sectional winners are crowned tonight. In 3 weeks, we'll crown 4 state champions, starting with a Class A game at 10:30, followed by the 2A finals, the 3A championship game, and maybe Lawrence North will be trying for a 3rd consecutive 4A state title game. They are Playing as we speak in the Tech sectional final tonight against Warren Central. A lot of great boys games across the state tonight. Check into ihsaa.org after you watch this game to check out all the scores about what's happening with the boys state tournament. 3:38 to play here in the second quarter, 35-24. Castle has the lead, and South Bend, Washington will have it. Skylar Diggins, Jane, is on the bench for the first time taking a breather.
Well, I think the pace of the game has been very quick, and both teams a little bit gassed there at that last timeout. So it came at the right time, and Diggins going to take a break.
And Boucher missed. Rebound, Oldthorne. And she'll dribble it up the floor. Look good for a big post player.
Phillips covers up Gelhausen on the point guard. They're trying to keep it out of her hand to slow the offense down. Castle's offense is really clicking tonight.
Lynn McKinney puts it on the floor, nearly a 5 count.
You see South Bend picking up the pressure. Coach Cottons must be trying to get her team going on the defensive end and try to just get the flow out of Castle's offense, but not with shooting like that.
Gelhausen has 8. That's her first 3. It's a 12-0 run, and it's 38-24 Castle.
Right now, Castle, 56%, 3 for 5 from beyond the arc. They are really just tearing it up offensively.
And this is the best shooting we have seen from an individual team today.
Well, we know they were a good team as they go inside.
Ushery can't get it, but draws the foul. She has a chance for a couple of free throws.
You know, the Castle post gets so much attention. You got to shut that down. But when you've got shooting on the outside by Stephanie Gelhausen like this, nice reversal on the skip pass there. She gets a good look and knocks down the 3.
And Shalana Murray picks up the foul. That's her second. It's the 9th on South Bend, Washington.
You know, both of these teams have put together very impressive season. You know, obviously South Bend Washington 25-1. Their only loss, not to an Indiana team, but to Whitney Young in Chicago, and that's a great basketball team. But Castle, they won 10 straight to start the season, lost 3 in a row, but to 3 very good opponents, Lebanon, Columbus East, and Jefferson, and then they've rattled off 14 in a row to get to this state championship game.
Ushery misses the second. She has 9, and the lead is 15. Long 3 missed by Paris Wright. And the Knights will try to expand on that lead. Been a long time since South Bend, Washington scored, some 4 minutes. And Ushery's going to go right back to the free throw line.
A nice block by Skylar Diggins on the first shot attempt, but she blocked it right into Castle Jasmine Ushery's hand.
Teams 10.
Third personal foul now on Shalana Murray. And Ushery, who averages 12 points a game, has 9 in double figures with 10.
Remember, Murray came off the bench to hit that nice 15-foot jump shot and then had a couple of blocks. Now she's got to go to the bench.
All 5 starters have scored for Castle. Gelhausen has 8. Oldthorne has 8. Lynn McKinney has a 3-pointer. Ushery has 10. Let's check that. Ushery has 10, and Caitlin Smith has 11.
Ushery picks up the offensive rebound. Tapped out. Maria Oldthorne gave a little pressure down low and tapped it out, and Ushery was able to chase it down for her 9th rebound. She's nearing a double-double here in the first half. If she gets another rebound in the next 2 minutes, she's going to have a double-double in 2 quarters of basketball.
Maria Oldthorne will be at the free throw line for Castle. And that's the 3rd on Ashley Varner. And Oldthorne will have a couple here because they're now in the double bonus.
Castle's defense has really caused problems for South Bend, Washington. They're used to shooting 48% as a team and putting up nearly 76 points a game. Right now, Chris, 30% for South Bend, Washington from the field. They only have 24 points. We're almost to halftime, well below their season average.
Castle 8 of 12 at the line, now 9 of 13. Oldthorne in double figures. She has 10. And it's a 42-24, 18-point Castle lead. They had a 2-point lead at 26-24. They've outscored South Bend, Washington 16-zip.
Well, I don't think anybody predicted this kind of half. They thought this would be a very, very close game. And if somebody was going to run it out, it was going to be South Bend, Washington. Castle has played extremely well. Washington has struggled.
And Diggins driving into the lane. The foul on Emerald Graham, a blocking foul. That will be the 6th foul against Castle and the first on Emerald Graham. Not a free throw shooting foul. And Katie Stoffleth will come in for Castle, a 5'7" junior, averaging 2.5 points a game. So she's on the floor for the first time. She's out there defending Emily Phillips. Phillips penetrates free throw line, throws up the jumper too hard, and Ushery has the first half double-double. She has 10 points and 10 rebounds.
Pressure by Emily Phillips trying to get something going.
And Ushery, boy, a lot of contact. Shalana Murray there. And then it's stolen by Emerald Graham.
Well, Emerald Graham makes a great hustle play, but then when she dove on the ball, she hopped up to her knees, and you can't do that. They're going to call that a travel. You see her coming from behind, making something happen. Great hustle, dives on the ball, and then hops up. She would have just stayed on the floor. It probably would have been a jump and not a turnover for Castle.
South Bend, Washington has gone cold here, trailing by 18. They've scored just 7 second-quarter points. Diggins drives, draws the foul. Free throws now for the 5'8" freshman.
I think one of the things South Bend, Washington has to do is they've got to take the ball to the basket. They do like the three, but right now, with them not shooting the basketball very well, 4 for 10 from behind the line, but part of that is Skylar Diggins is 3 for 4, which means the rest of the team is 1 for 6. You've got to make Castle in that zone, try to split the seams, and that's exactly what Skylar Diggins did on that last offensive possession, and that's how she got fouled.
Diggins is a freshman, 80% free throw shooter, has 12 points. Ranked number 1 in the state, the South Bend Washington Panthers trying to win their first state title. They dug themselves a hole. Both free throws for Diggins. She has 13. And that snaps a 16-0 Castle run. South Bend, Washington trapping in the half court. Graham. And an offensive foul called against Caitlin Smith.
Phillips and Diggins setting a trap up top, just trying to hassle the ball handlers, making something happen right there. And as you see, Caitlin Smith just lowered her shoulder just enough to draw the charging foul.
2 fouls for Caitlin Smith. And the Panthers have the ball. The home white uniforms, long 3 by Diggins. It's short. Ushery has another rebound and will walk the other way and shoot free throws. She pursues everything.
She really does. She plays hard, but that's a big call against the Panthers because that's her 3rd foul. She misses the 3-pointer and goes in and tries to strip it away. And it's a hustle play, but it's one of those I'm sure Coach Marilyn Cottons was hoping would not have occurred because now there's 49 seconds left in the 2nd quarter and she's got to decide what to do with 3 fouls.
3rd foul on Skylar Diggins. Jasmine Ushery will shoot free throws when we come back. First half has been all Castle in the 4A state championship game on the Indiana Cable Network.
Friday, the men of the Mid-American Conference face off in tournament semifinals. Live on Comcast Local. Men's semifinal action Friday starting at 7. Comcast Local. Available only on Comcast.
That's what Benny says. How come you never get me coffee? He did not. Why'd you want to say something? So I said, you're too neurotic. You don't need coffee. Barbara, what was that all about? What do you mean? The thing with your bag and the kid. Oh, it's just a natural reaction. Not to me, it isn't.
Imagine the power of one voice. Click freedomcenter.org to find yours.
Saturday at 1. Tune in for the women's final of the Mid-American Conference Tournament live on Comcast Local. Mid-American Tournament action Saturday at 1. Comcast Local. Available only on Comcast.
Once you see the world through math and science, you'll never see anything the same way again. Go to girlsgotech.org.
You'll see.
Made modern. 42-26. Castle has a 16-point second quarter lead. 49 and 8/10 seconds to play. Castle trying to build on that lead. They led by 7 after 1. Look at that double-double already. We haven't even played a full 16 minutes. And Jasmine Ushery, 10 points, 11 rebounds.
She is a raw talent, very athletic, and plays hard. Always, every possession, she's stepping in. She's going to offensive glass. She's gotten several defensive rebounds as well. 6 defensive rebounds to hold her team down. Just a really impressive first half by Jasmine Ushery.
10 of 14 at the line for Castle, 71% in the first half. Can't get that free throw to drop. And Shalana Murray has another rebound. Shanika Anderson in. Skylar Diggins on the bench. She has 3 fouls. And there's a foul. Taylor Epley on the floor for Castle.
Good penetration by Emily Phillips. You know, interestingly enough, Chris, I think if Emily Phillips is not on Skylar Diggins' team, we'd be talking about her in the way that we are Skylar Diggins. So that's a nice tandem backcourt. It was good penetration. She got the pass off in a spot where Sharice White could go up for the shot and get fouled.
So with 39 and 5/10 seconds to play, 16-point lead for Castle. White has her first point. She averages 9.5 points. She's a junior. As a freshman, she qualified for the state track and field meet in the long jump. She was injured a year ago and didn't get there, but most predict that this June she will be back in the state finals for the South Bend Washington track and field team.
Little 1-3-1 half-court trap by Washington to make something happen, and they get the steal off the trap.
Archie gets the ball in to Sharice White.
You got to make a little run here before the half, and you see they're going to put it on again.
43-30, 15 seconds to play. Stoffleth has it, gives it now to Ushery. Ushery at the free throw line, banked it up too hard. Rebounded by Archie. Here comes South Bend Washington. They'll have 4 and 2/10 seconds to play. The ball was knocked out of bounds by Stephanie Gelhausen.
Well, that trap did exactly what Coach Marilyn Cottons wanted. Got a turnover, forced a bad shot. Now the Panthers have a chance to cut into this lead if they can get a shot off here in 4 seconds.
South Bend Washington trying to put Skylar Diggins in, and they'll be able to do that. She has 3 personal fouls, but she's already hit 3 threes here in the first half, on her way to 13 first half points. 4 and 2/10 seconds. Phillips catches. They look to Diggins. Here's the 3 at the end of the half. She hit it from the corner. South Bend Washington scores the half's final 7. And they cut the lead down to 10 at 43-33. Our JMV with Panther head coach Marilyn Cottons.
All right, thank you very much, Kristen Airy. You're still on the wrong side of the scoreboard here, but that was a huge spark to end the half.
Sure was. That's what we need. We just need to stay close. We'll come back strong second half.
Before I let you go, talk a little bit about how you handle their bigs on the interior, because that's been a large part of the problem.
Yeah, we are not going to the boards. I do not know. I mean, I don't know. That's what we have to talk about. They are looking. They are not moving, and they are out rebounding us, killing us.
Coach, get the talk, and good luck in the second half.
Thank you very much.
Kristen Airy.
Thank you, JMB. Castle a 16-0 run. They had an 18-point lead. South Bend Washington a 7-0 run. The lead is 10 for the Knights at the half in the 4A state final.
Friday, the women of the Mid-American Conference face off in tournament semifinals. Live on Comcast Local. Women's semifinal action Friday starting at noon. Comcast Local. Available only on Comcast.
Sunday at 2, Sault Ste. Marie visits Plymouth to take on the Whalers in OHL hockey action live on Comcast Local. Sault Ste. Marie, Plymouth, Sunday at 2. Comcast Local, available only on Comcast.
Nortana is going to show us how Comcast Video Mail helps families stay close. And right, how easy it is to use.
Hi, buddy. I hope you're not being too much of a chatterbox.
Hey, Motor Mouth, Video Mail is back.
Say hi to Kunyu for us.
Kunyu?
Fish.
Okay, chapter 11.
Introducing Video Mail, included with Comcast high-speed internet in a class by itself.
You know, people ask me all the time, Matt, why did you come back? Need I say more? NCAA football. Every game counts.
Halftime at Conseco Fieldhouse. Castle leads South Bend, Washington 43-33. The Knights are 24-3 on the year coming in. South Bend, Washington, #1 in the state, is 25-1. Kristen Airy with Jane Schott. The story, Castle has outscored South Bend, Washington 24-6 points in the paint.
Well, and I think a lot of that is offensive rebounds. They're getting some putbacks, but also they're doing a little high-low look, and South Bend Washington has not had an answer for that in the first half.
All right, the Castle Knights had as many as an 18-point lead in the second quarter. A word from head coach Wayne Allen, standing by with JMV.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, thank you very much, Chris Denary. 10-point advantage at the half. You shoot 50% from the floor. If I were to tell you this before the game, I'm sure you'd be very happy about it.
I would be thrilled with it, but the worst thing about it is we should be up about 15, but we didn't handle the last minute and a half very well, but you're right, a 10-point lead is a good place to start.
Talk a little bit about the momentum that South Bend Washington got going in by virtue of that three from the freshman.
That was big for them, I'm sure, you know, but it's our ball on the possession, so maybe we can negate that right off.
Coach, what do you have to do in the second half to get this done?
Outscore them.
There you go. That's a good answer. Good luck.
Thank you.
Chris Denary.
All right, thanks, JMV. Wayne Allen is a veteran coach. He coached the boys for a long time now, 85-17 in his fourth year at Castle, trying to win a state championship.
Well, and his team played very well in the first half, but he's exactly right. They've got the possession. They've got to do something here to negate that run that South Bend Washington put on at the end.
All right, let's take a look at the scoring leaders. First of all, for the Knights, they had 3 players in double figures, led by Jasmine Ushery and Caitlin Smith. They both had 11 points. Maria Olthorn had 10. And trying to negate that for South Bend Washington was Diggins, the super freshman. She had 16 in the opening half. Emily Phillips had 7.
Well, the rest of her team is really struggling from the field. She's 5 for 10, 4 for 6 from behind the arc. The rest of her team is 6 for 24. And Marilyn Cotton said that somebody else has got to step up and support Skylar Diggins. Skylar Diggins has not been disappointed in the first half. We'll see if she can get the rest of the troops going here in the second half.
Well, it's been a long day for not just us. You hear us and JMV, but our entire crew. And had a little break between the 2A and the 3A game. But there you see the numbers, 24-6 in the front court, Castle. And this has been an exciting 4A state championship game. We look across the way where we sit, Jane, and the blue and gold of Castle, the green and white of South Bend, Washington behind us.
Great fan support all day long. The teams have been supported by their people coming out, and a lot of excitement and energy in this building.
Well, some news from the boys state tournament. Here's a near steal. Lawrence North moves ahead to the regional at Hinkle next week. They beat Warren Central today. Carmel upsets North Central. So Eric Gordon, after scoring 45 last night, goes down. And Shelbyville, the only other unbeaten team in the state along with Lawrence North, they lose tonight in the Columbus North sectional final to Bloomington South.
Lots of great games on the boys' side, setting up some interesting regional matchups.
Yeah, absolutely. John Laskowski and I will be at Hinkle Fieldhouse next Saturday for one of the regional telecasts. Castle has the ball to start the second half. They have their starters on the floor. They're in the blue. They go right inside. Oldthorne is there, fouled on the floor. And the personal foul called against Sharice White.
Right away, South Bend Washington trying to keep up that pressure. They're in a 2-3, but they're trapping up top, making it difficult.
Oldthorne looks inside Ushery, right to the basket, missed it, got her own rebound, right back up and in.
Nothing like padding your stats. That could have been a design play out of bounds. They lobbed it to Oldthorne, who tipped it back to the inbounder, who immediately gave it to Ushery on the weak side.
And Sharice White with the offensive rebounded basket.
South Bend Washington answering on the glass themselves.
Panthers showing a 2-3 zone. They get it down low to Oldthorne. She turns and scores.
44, Maria Oldthorne.
Maria Oldthorne is just such a nice player.
Diggins got it, but they will not count it.
Diggins wanted a little continuation on that one. That one might have been a little far-stretched on the continuation, but a nice pull-up jumper for her to get it to go down anyway.
Caitlin Smith is called for the foul. That's her third. She'll play soccer at Evansville.
Her third.
Now, no jump ball. Ball is stolen from Phillips. Here comes Lynn McKinney. Has the shot blocked. Ashley Varner has it, and Diggins comes the other way.
Washington has numbers, 4-on-2, but she doesn't need numbers. Diggins fakes to the outside where Emily Phillips was standing, spotting up. That gave just enough space when the defense bid on it, and she pulls up for the 10-footer.
Diggins now has 18. Lead for Castle is 10. Ushery right to the hoop, missed it. Rebound by Gelhausen. Bank shot no good. Rebounded Phillips. Phillips. 9 points for Emily Phillips, and now all of a sudden the Panthers within 8.
Well, it was a race to the ball. Caitlin Smith and Phillips, two of the fastest players on the floor.
And Gelhausen runs into Boucher. Boucher in the wrong place at the wrong time.
As you see Skylar Diggins coming out in transition, she fakes to the outside, takes it up for a little nice 10-footer as it floats in. Nice high-arching shot that she has. Next shot that's coming up, you see the scrum for the ball, and it ends up in Phillips's hands. You see Caitlin Smith trying to make her miss by sprinting down, but Phillips keeps her concentration and knocks down the layup.
2 minutes deep into the third quarter here at Conseco Fieldhouse. Gelhausen with a long three.
Every time South Bend Washington has tried to come back here, Castle has had an answer.
She becomes the fourth night scorer to reach double figures, and Phillips wildly throws the ball away. Gelhausen with 2 threes in this one, and now Caitlin Smith throws it away.
Play getting very sloppy right now.
Here's Diggins again. Look at that shot. Can't get it. Rebound, Boucher foul.
That was a sweet move to get the shot off. Couldn't finish it, just left it a little short. And I think maybe Skylar Diggins might have thought she got fouled. We were blocked off, couldn't see if there was any contact. She might have with the way the ball just kind of died in the air. A little bit sloppy in both teams, trying to make something happen, pushing in transition.
71% free throw shooter Katie Boucher. 2 of 2 in the first half, misses there.
A little short on that shot. Maybe fatigue starting to play a factor. It has been a fast-paced game.
Katie Stoffleth back on the floor. First time here in the second half. Played briefly in the first half and didn't score. Boucher, first point of the half, has 5. The lead is 10 for Castle at 50-40. Not a good pass there. Stolen by Sharice White. Phillips in the lane, puts it up and in.
There's a good move by the 5'4" guard. Little double pump, the clutch to get it off without getting blocked.
50-42, Castle by 8. Gelhausen. Ushery. Boucher blocked it, but they'll call her for the foul.
You can hear the South Bend crowd behind us not happy with that call. Looked like she might have gotten it clean up top. There's Phillips with the little double pump there to go over Ushery and get that nice bucket off the glass.
Third on Boucher, third on Washington in the quarter. And Boucher will be forced to leave. That will bring Shalana Murray onto the floor for South Bend, Washington. She had a field goal for 2. Boucher leaves with 5 points. Ushery has 14.
Caitlin Smith in for
9-point lead.
Castle in the 2-3 zone. They're so effective at this zone, Chris, because if you look along the back, Maria Olthorn's got great wingspan. She takes the middle. Usher's on one side and McKinney on the other. And all 3 of those for high school players, if you touch them fingertip to fingertip, they cover a lot of ground on the backside, making it difficult for passing lanes, making it difficult for getting standalone jump shots, something we have not seen very much from South Bend, Washington.
And then you look out front, you have Gelhausen at 5'10" and Smith at 5'11". Those are big guards in the girls' game.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, it makes it difficult to pass over. The turnovers have been a factor. And if you look, Castle has 11, South Bend, Washington has 9.
Well, it almost is a pass. An air ball by Diggins. Ashley Varner gets the hoop. And all of a sudden, South Bend, Washington within 7 at 51-44.
Well, I'm sure that Castle knew that South Bend, Washington was not going to go away quietly. They were going to make their run. Wayne Allen, a veteran coach. Hopefully his team can sustain this run. I'm sure he feels that way anyway.
Nice skip pass from Gelhausen, but the shot missed. Gelhausen got the rebound, draws the foul, gets the hoop. Ashley Varner has picked up her 4th.
Gelhausen, a very smart play. You see the weak side rebound by Gelhausen off the miss, off the McKinney miss. She slides right in there to the right spot, takes it up strong against a player who's got 3 fouls. That 3 fouls, she's not going to block her shot. She ended up bodying her just enough to pick up another.
3-point play for Gelhausen. That will also send Varner to the bench with 4 fouls. And Lauren Archie is back on the floor for South Bend, Washington.
Gelhausen a big half here. She has 6 on the 3-pointer. And now Wayne Allen urging the Castle fans to get up and cheer to try to get some defense going.
And Diggins off the back of the iron. Phillips, the rebound. Nice pass. Went right through the hands of Archie. And then tipped away out of bounds by Jasmine Ushery.
That was a nice pass by Emily Phillips on the rebound. A no-look down inside, and it would have been a layup for Archie if she could just gather it in.
Ball tipped away again. 4 seconds shy of the halfway mark of the 3rd quarter. High scoring affair here in our 4A state title game, 54-44. Phillips off the back of the iron, tipped out of bounds by South Bend, Washington, and we have a timeout. Castle has a 10-point lead. That's what it was at the half, and that's where we are right now, halfway through the 3rd. Knights lead at 54-44.
We have mostly sunny skies today with brisk easterly winds expected high near 52 degrees.
Dick's Sporting Goods. Every season starts at Dick's.
When you enter parenthood, a desire to protect and nurture comes with you, which could lead to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and our return of premium term life insurance. Through it, you'll receive the security you need without the hassle of a medical exam. And when your term is over, you can get back all the money you've put in. Tax-free, guaranteed. And that's a nest egg that could really open doors. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. We're part of your life.
What could be better than getting a clutch hit? What could be more thrilling? hitting a big shot or making a big catch. What could possibly be better than that? Doing it in front of a capacity crowd. Fans play an important role in all high school sporting events. They help to inspire the student athletes in their community to reach higher.
Indiana high school sports are proudly sponsored across the state of Indiana by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance.
Castle, the semi-state champs at Jeffersonville last Saturday, beating Hamilton Southeastern 43-36. They'd like to sell a different T-shirt in the bookstore come Monday.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that they're kind of on a mission here. They have played very good basketball. And, you know, one of the things coaches will say at the half, they think Castle can't play much better in the second half. But really, Chris, they're sustaining what they started in the first half, and they're having a good, solid basketball game all around.
Stephanie Gelhausen is a 5'10 senior. She has the ball. Caitlin Smith, also a senior. Ushery is a junior. Oldthorne, a senior. And Lynn McKinney, a senior. So they start 4 seniors and the junior Ushery. And she has to knock the ball out of bounds, and it will be Washington basketball.
Well, South Bend, Washington went to the 1-2-2. It's extended out so that there's pressure on the basketball, and Castle did not handle that offensive set very well.
That drives coaches crazy. Come out of a timeout, give up the basketball, don't even get a shot. Nice spin move down the lane, but losing it is Lauren Archie.
Well, and Sharice White going up to Archie right away saying, shoot the basketball. And she was trying to wrap around pass, which maybe would have resulted in a wide open layup, but unfortunately it ends up being a turnover for Washington.
Cross-court pass by Castle. Oldthorne pressured out there on the perimeter, needs some help. And now Gelhausen will set it up. Oldthorne wide open. Got it, a foul.
That's the way to break the 1-2-2. They pulled it out, had a little baseline cut by Maria Oldthorne. The high-low look, you see her there. She comes into your screen and gets the ball and goes up strong, avoids the block, and gets the foul as well.
Free throw by Oldthorne. They've made 13. That's more than South Bend Washington has attempted. They've attempted just 8. And the lead is 13 at 57-44. Nice drive by Sharice White. She has 8.
Good ball movement by Washington. And you see they're going to pick up full court here. Emily Phillips up top. Skylar Diggins trying to make something happen. Here comes the trap.
Ushery. Through the hands of Oldthorne, stolen by White.
The trap working for South Bend, Washington. They got the steal, but in trying to get out in transition, a little bit of hurry, Sharice White turns the basketball over on the carry, and they didn't get anything out of it. Now Washington back in on defense, got to make something else happen.
2 less turnovers for the Panthers. They have 11. Castle has 13. And the Knights lead at 57-46. They're in the blue uniforms. That's a bad pass by Gelhausen. Diggins made the steal. Phillips for 3.
Diggins very unselfish, probably had a 10-footer. Sees her running mate, Emily Phillips, out behind the arc, spotting up. Big shot for Phillips. Almost got the steal there.
Shot blocked, but a foul. And that should be 3. Lauren Archie called for the foul. Free throws for Lynn McKinney.
See Diggins penetrating down the lane. Phillips on the outside gets her feet set and knocks down a triple.
And McKinney at the free throw line. She had a first half 3-pointer, and she'll have 3 free throws here. So just when South Bend Washington, Jane, again cuts into that lead, cuts it to 8, they commit the foul that gives Castle 3 looks at the free throw line.
Well, you know, and the frustrating thing, and you see Marilyn Cotton, she reacts after that foul, very frustrated because McKinney's a great shooter. There's no question. She's 1 for 5 tonight, which is well below her average. She's not going to put the ball on the floor, so you don't need to rush out her to the point of fouling her behind the arc. And she's only 1 for 2 so far on the free throws.
Paris White for the Panthers.
Paris White is on the floor as Emily Phillips has taken a seat. The 5'4" sophomore has 14. Her backcourt mate, freshman Skylar Diggins, has 18, but just a field goal here in the third quarter. 2 of the 3 by McKinney. 10-point lead again for Castle. Gelhausen defending Diggins. How many times does that ball come over here?
Right to you and I. I'm wearing black, and you're wearing blue. You would have matched up with a couple of the teams today, but they keep passing us the basketball, and they shouldn't do it.
I like to shoot, but this is a long way out. Here's Diggins. Ushery.
Never stopped you before, have
you? I'm too tired tonight. Maybe after the first game. Here's a near steal. And it's knocked out of bounds by Lauren Archie.
Good coaching move by Marilyn Cottons to go to the 1-2-2 trap. It's really causing problems for Castle, as you see the hustle play right there by Archie on the weak side trying to get the steal. Castle has not handled it very well, although that time now they got it to the middle of the floor, avoiding the travel.
Gelhausen pressured by the much smaller Paris Wright. Olthorn on the baseline. Ball knocked away by Charisse White.
Panther defense really picked up here in the second half. Remember, in the first half, Chris, Olthorn was able to drive that baseline on that reversal pass. This time, South Bend Washington gets down there and stops it. Lots of deflections. One stat coaches love to see is teams getting their hands on the ball. That means they're in the passing lane. Right now, Castle looking a little frustrated offensively. They're not getting anything going. Another deflection.
Charisse White bats that out of bounds.
Lynn McKinney took the ball out of bounds 3 times. Couldn't get anybody, so now they're going to try Stephanie Gelhausen.
Caitlin Smith, Olthorn turns. Missed it, but there's Ushery again and draws the foul.
Jasmine Ushery pretty quiet in this second half. She had a double-double and has not really gotten the basketball very much. Now, when you don't get the ball inside, what do you got to do? You got to go get it yourself. So she picks up another offensive rebound. That's her 7th of the night to go 14 total rebounds with her 14 points.
Four starters in double figures. Ushery and Olthorn now with 15. Gelhausen has 14. Smith has 11. Timeout by South Bend Washington. It's a 30-second timeout with 1:10 to play. Castle keeping the distance in front of South Bend Washington. They've been as close as 7, but not any closer.
Well, they've been doing it with good ball movement on the offensive end. Although the 1-2-2 is providing a little bit of problems, they're still able to keep South Bend Washington at bay.
Next week on Saturday, March 11th, we'll have your IHSAA Boys Regional coverage from Hinkle Fieldhouse. Check your local listings for the time in your area. Still not sure what game we'll do at Hinkle. But check your local listings all week long, your sports page in IHSAA.org. As we go full speed into the boys state tournament, the regional round next Saturday here on the Indiana Cable Network. Ushery second, missed it. Murray got the rebound. Charisse White tracked down, and Diggins has it. She's fouled. That is only the 3rd team foul against Castle here in the quarter, but it's the 4th on Caitlin Smith.
Team's 3rd.
Well, Skylar Diggins had a 10-point second quarter chain, including 2 threes, and including the buzzer beater that cut the lead to 10. She's had a quiet third quarter. Has the ball now. She has just 2 in this quarter. Phillips. Nice give and go. And right through the hands of Murray. Nearly a jump ball. Stop left. Ball loose. Picked up by Paris Wright. Gets it ahead to Phillips. Missed the layup. Rebound Diggins. Back up. Missed it. Rebound. And Paris Wright is going to draw the foul and shoot 2.
South Bend, Washington now giving Cass a little taste of their own medicine, getting on the offensive glass. Still not shooting the ball very well for the game. 36% for the Panthers.
Team foul number 4.
82% free throw shooter as Paris Wright has not scored tonight, averaging nearly 5 points a game. Castle out rebounding South Bend, Washington 30 to 26. Ushery has nearly half of those with 14.
She has been a force on the boards offensively and defensively.
Paris Wright gets 1 of 2. And the lead is 10. 60-50. Final 25 seconds of the third quarter. Shauna Welch is on the floor for the first time for Castle. She catches. 5'7" senior making her first appearance. Hands the ball to Gelhausen. Final 9 seconds now. Gelhausen. Crowd wanted a walk and then a foul. Down on the baseline. Paris Wright picks up the foul.
Not a very smart foul on Paris.
And Lynn McKinney to shoot twice.
Lynn McKinney is an outstanding player, but her game is standing outside, spot-up jump shots, not putting the ball on the floor. So she was forced to do that as time was running out. And in doing so, gives her a chance to score when she probably would have been tough for her to make that run.
2 of 3 at the free throw line for McKinney. Now make it 3 of 4. She has 6. There you see Wayne Allen talking to Maria Olthorn. 14 points for the senior heading to Indiana State. And Indiana State had a sensational regular season in the Missouri Valley Conference, and nearly baseballing it in is Skylar Diggins. We head to the final 8 minutes. Castle has a 12-point lead, trying to upset #1 ranked South Bend, Washington here at Conseco Fieldhouse.
When you're thought of as third, you're in an interesting situation. We're not the biggest. We don't want to be. We're not about to settle for #2. We're a different university. Our students are doers, bright, curious, and our faculty first-rate. This place breeds innovation and success. I'm President Joanne Gora, and this is a new Ball State.
The question isn't whether I'll give 100%. The question isn't whether I'll play with passion and practice good sportsmanship. The question is, will you be there when I do? If you attend a high school sporting event, you're playing an important role in helping the student athletes in your community to reach higher.
Evans Toyota is proud to be a sponsor of the IHSAA State Championships on the Indiana Cable Network. Visit Evans Toyota today.
We better hurry and get you to sign, or I'll pretend to ruin your credit with one phone call.
Predatory lenders are never this easy to spot. Call us and protect yourself with the facts.
Sunday at 4:30, the Grand Rapids Griffins head to Chicago to take on the Wolves at AHL Hockey Act. Live on Comcast Local. Griffins Wolves, Sunday at 4:30. Comcast Local, available only on Comcast.
62-50, Castle has the lead. We're ready for the final 8 minutes. Our 4th and final state champion will be crowned.
Well, Maria Olthorn heading to Indiana State next year, but she's got some unfinished business that she would like to do here and get a state championship. You saw her on the putback there. She has 15 points, shooting 50% from the field, 3 assists, 4 rebounds, an all-around game by the nice center.
I guess you'd say she's a stat stuffer. And with 7:52 to play underway now, South Bend, Washington trailed by 7 after 1, by 10 at the half, and they trail by 12 heading to the 4th quarter. And if what we've seen in the first 3 games is any indication, nobody's been able to come back in the fourth quarter.
No, not yet. And, you know, one thing with Castle being a veteran team, and they've got that look in their eye, they've done a nice job of keeping South Bend Washington at bay.
Paris right.
But don't count them out. The one thing Washington has on their side, they like to shoot the 3, and you can get back into it quickly.
62-53, the lead is 9. Full court pressure. By this South Bend Washington team. Ushery missed it. Rebound kept alive. Picked off by Wright.
Nice pass inside by Gelhaus. But didn't get any points out of it.
And a foul against Castle. Will not be a shooting foul. And the foul is on Lynn McKinney. That is her second. And the foul, team foul number 5 against Castle here in the half.
Ashley Varner returns to the Panthers
Ashley Varner is on the floor now for South Bend Washington with 4 personals, has just a second half field goal. She averages nearly 10 points a game. Diggins. Paris right again.
Diggins the assist. Get the ball to your hot shooter. Paris Wright has 8 of the last Panther points.
It's the closest that South Bend Washington has been since they trailed by 7 with 4.5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Nice heads-up play there by Shauna Welch.
And a great trap. After this Paris Wright 3, South Bend Washington picks up the key. That's a nice open look for her to get it to go down and cut into the lead. And then they get the trap on the sideline, forcing Castle to take a timeout.
So the Panthers of South Bend, Washington, within 6 at 62-56. There you see the Castle faithful and some of the Washington Panther crowd trying to rally their basketball team. They're ranked #1 in the state. They have not lost to anybody in Indiana all year long. Jane told you their only loss during Thanksgiving to Chicago Whitney Young. And there you see how South Bend Washington has stayed in the game. They've gotten back in it with great 3-point shooting.
Both clubs are shooting extremely well from beyond the arc. 4 for 7 for Castle, 8 for 17 for South Bend Washington.
McKinney gets the ball to Gelhausen. Panthers will stay in that zone. Olthorn, Welch. Shauna Welch comes off the bench, averaging just a point a game and hits the jumper.
That's one of those as a coach, you're not sure if you want her to take it, but on the reversal from Maria Olthorn, she's wide open. Shauna Welch steps up with confidence and knocks it down. There it is, the reversal pass. 18-foot jump shot, nice shot.
She's one of the seniors on this team. They have 8 of them. Diggins to the baseline. Too strong, rebound, got it back, lays it in.
Good board work by South Bend Washington. Not only was Ashley Varner there, but Shalana Murray making that happen, and then Diggins picks up the change.
And Olthorn now has 17. And the lead is 8 for Castle at 66-58. Here's Diggins. Lost the ball. Welch has the steal. And Diggins reaches in and commits her 4th foul. And that will be a shooting foul as Castle is now in the bonus.
Skylar Diggins takes it strong to the hole and misses, but that pursuit of the basketball allowed it to drop back into her hands, and she got an easy 2 on the offensive glass, but then Maria Olthorn has a quick answer. Now she gets that baseline. She loves to drive the baseline. Gets an easy 2 for the Buckeyes.
And Marilyn Cottons takes the timeout. It will be a full timeout with 5:53 to play in the 4th quarter. 66-58, Castle leads in the 4A state championship game on the Indiana Cable Network.
At VHIX.com, we've made searching for a new or used car easy. Now, in one place, you'll find the new and used inventories of dealers all around within just miles of where you live. You can search by make, by body type, even by how much you'd like to spend. So if you're looking for a new or used car, search for it at dealers near you at vehix.com. Just click auto on comcast.net.
Sports are great for a kid's body. Steroids aren't. They can ruin tendons in legs and arms. Steroids can stunt bone growth and increase the chances of liver cancer, heart attack, and stroke. Steroids don't make great athletes. They destroy them. Talk to your kids. Need help? Get help. Visit drugfree.org.
This way! Who is that guy? I don't know! Hurry up! It's right behind us! I know! Come on, get up!
407 years ago.
Think history is a little scary? Then log on to loc.gov and see how much fun it can be. The Library of Congress at loc.gov.
The IHSAA Championships are brought to you by Ball State University, the nation's #1 wireless college campus. And by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, a proud sponsor of the IHSAA. Castle holding on to an 8-point lead, 66-58. Still just less than 6 minutes to play. Skylar Diggins has 20 points to lead South Bend, Washington, but she'll sit for a while. She has 4 personal fouls.
Well, that's a good move because she just picked up that personal foul. A little bit out of frustration. She lost the ball in the offensive end, trying to make a play defensively, and picks it up. So give her a blow, get her air back. Not only that, kind of gather herself, because she's probably going to go the rest of the way, and she's going to have to do it with 4 fouls now.
Shauna Welch has done a nice job here in her minutes in the 4th quarter. Has a field goal, a free throw, adds another one. 4 points off the bench for the 5'7" senior. She had 2 last Saturday against Hamilton Southeastern, and the lead is 10 at 68-58. Emily Phillips looks inside. Varner can't get it, saves it. Picked up by Paris Wright, who's hit a couple of threes in this quarter. So the small backcourt, Phillips at 5'4", Wright at 5'3".
That might be a little generous, Chris. Not that I would ever accuse basketball coaches of rounding up.
Jump ball. They give the basketball to Castle. Question for Marilyn Cotton. She sits next to her husband of 36 years gone, is when do you put Skylar Diggins back on the floor?
Well, I think if Castle scores this time down, which they don't because there's a steal.
And Phillips with a left hand gets it.
I was about to say she might want to bring her in, but now they've dented into that 10-point lead, back to single digits.
68-60, Castle's lead. Less than 5 to play here at Conseco Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. Ball knocked away, and I'll tell you what, Shalana Murray could have made that steal, and I don't think she was sure who knocked the ball.
I think she thought that McKinney just lost it out of bounds, so she let it go.
Well, she would have
had that ball.
Absolutely. Yelhausen catches the inbounds. They go right to Olthorn. Picked up by Ushery, who gets the hoop.
Almost a good defensive read by Murray. That was a nice play for Olthorn to step in off the inbounds. Tipped it away right into Ushery's hands.
And sometimes better to be lucky than good. Right place at the right time for Jasmine Ushery. Yelhausen the steal. Ahead to McKinney. And Welch misses. Tipped away. Olthorn and a foul.
Play getting very ragged. Marilyn Cotton's up off the bench, not happy with the inconsistency of the officiating. Emily Phillips right in front of us has yet to get up, but she's just taking a break. She's not hurt, but very frustrated that Yelhausen came across her body. There's the ragged play right there. Bad pass, but still a lot of contact, no call. Missed the layup. And you can see both teams going after the ball, and then they call the foul on that shot. So everything bouncing Castle's way right now. South Bend, Washington struggling to get something going.
Maria Olthorn at the free throw line for Castle.
Maria Olthorn at the free throw line, but Ashley Varner is fouled out. That's her 5th. averaging nearly 10 points and 6 rebounds. She leads with 2 points and 2 rebounds, has been in foul trouble most of the game.
Well, Marilyn Cotton's taking 30 seconds, talking to Skylar Diggins to make sure that she understands the situation. Obviously a very basketball savvy player, we've seen that, but still a freshman in the state finals. When you watch her play, though,
no, not a freshman.
You would not say she's a freshman. She is
Smith returns to the castle line.
Very composed.
I think we're going to hear a lot about this young lady in Indiana over the course of the next 3 seasons after this year.
Well, after what we've seen today, Chris, can you think of the All-Star team in a couple of years, 2 and 3 years? It's going to be fun.
Olthorn misses. We'll have the second try.
And that race for Miss Basketball, Mike,
has already started.
Yes, it has. That'll be fun to watch.
18 points for Olthorn. 11-point Castle lead. Diggins will operate with the ball. Guarded by Gilhausen. Diggins goes to the basket. Phillips now. Free throw line jumper good.
Emily Phillips, a very nice player. She's got their last 4 points.
She has 18 points. She and Diggins have combined for 38 of their 62. Ushery knocked to the floor by Sharice White, who picks up her 4th foul.
Well, Castle, a 65% free throw shooting team.
And every time now they get 2 because South Bend Washington has put Castle in the double bonus.
Ushery at 67% on the season. She's 7 for 12 today. Left that one short. Sometimes as a player, when it's a little bit more pressure, you try to guide the basketball in, Chris. That's exactly what Jasmine Ushery did there. Instead of just releasing and letting the ball go, she tried to guide that basketball in and ended up missing it.
There you see that double-double, 15 and 14, now 16 and 14. Lead is 10, 72-62, Diggins. Phillips is fouled, and that will be the 7th now against Castle, and it will also be the 5th on Caitlin Smith, who will foul out. And she'll leave with 11 points, so now Wayne Allen has to go to the bench. He has his arm around Shauna Welch, who did a very nice job in her first stint off the bench for the Knights, and Wayne Allen will walk with her to the scorer's bench, tell her what she needs to do, and Welch will come in.
22, Shauna Welch will come into the lineup.
Well, Smith had a very fine night. You know, she's a very good player. Soccer being her best sport, but basketball's not bad for her either. She'll leave the game and hopefully watch her team still continue to keep the lead that they have.
Well, Phillips misses the free throw, rebounded by Olthorn, and Castle gets the timeout. Olthorn wisely calls the timeout. She was wrapped up. Don't want to lose possession of the ball because if a jump ball comes, possession arrow belongs to South Bend, Washington.
And if you look at the timeouts remaining, they still have 3 timeouts after this, so a good call by Olthorn.
Well, long day here at Conseco Fieldhouse. My partner and I, Jane Schott, have been with you for all 4 games. Class A championship game was won by Lafayette Central Catholic. They beat South Central. We started that at 10:30 this morning. 12:30 tip-off was Heritage Christian knocking off Westview for the 2A state title. We started the evening session with a 6 o'clock tip. And Fort Wayne Lures, the winningest all-time program in Indiana, picked up their 5th state tournament title. They knocked off Evansville Memorial. And now Castle, they watched their conference mate Memorial in the Southern Indiana Conference lose. They're trying to get the win. They won the Southern Indiana Conference this year with an 8-0 record. Olthorn looks to Welch. Welch misses. Ushery there for the rebound, has it blocked for the foul.
Shalana Murray tries to get another block. Not happy she picked up the foul. I think what her coach would have liked if she would have just got the rebound to start with. Forcing Castle to miss the shot with 3:30. You're down 10. You got to get that possession.
Well, the 4A rebound record stands at 15, and Jasmine Ushery has tied that mark. Ushery now has 19 points and 15 rebounds. She joins Kelly Kuhn, who played at Lake Central back in 1998, and Racina Russell of Terre Haute South in 2002. And Ushery still has 3.5 minutes to play. The way she's going, she might have 20 rebounds. She has 20 points. Here's a long three. Short. Diggins got the rebound. Cross court to Paris Wright. Now if you're Castle, you defend that three-point arc.
They're trying to keep the ball out of Diggins' hands.
There's another rebound, 16. She has the record now in 4A. And a jump ball belongs to South Bend, Washington.
Quick jump ball call, but it goes Washington's way.
There you see the young lady, 20 points, 16 rebounds. Talk about rebounding, Jane Schott. I was a guard. I never rebounded. You were down in the post. It takes a special athlete to go to the glass like Jasmine Ushery.
Well, and there's no question athleticism will help, and Jasmine's got some hops on her. But the biggest thing, Chris, is determination and desire. She does a great job of sealing on the weak side. She is active all the time on the offensive and the defensive end. And another thing that she has that's very good is timing. She seems to always be at the peak of her jump when the rebound is coming off. And, you know, got to credit her for just her desire to go get the basketball. She's had a great night tonight on the glass.
Diggins has 21, had 43 earlier this year against South Bend St. Joe.
Skylar Diggins.
Diggins with both free throws.
And a timeout called by Marilyn Coddens. It's a full timeout, so we're going to step aside. 10-point lead for the Castle Knights with 2:57 to play. Indiana High School girls 4A state title game from Conseco Fieldhouse on the Indiana Cable Network.
Saturday at 1. Tune in for the women's final of the Mid-American Conference Tournament live on Comcast Local. Mid-American Tournament action Saturday at 1. Comcast Local, available only on Comcast.
Adopt a child from foster care. Just being there makes all the difference.
Yeah, right there, right next to the boat. There's a new face for fishing television. It's Fishing the Wild Side, the total fishing experience.
There's one. Come here, you.
Is it mice? Nope.
Rats?
Nope.
Hogs?
That's right, miss. Hogs. Energy hogs. If you're wasting energy, you'll find one in your home.
Got energy hogs in your house? Now you have the power to do something about them. Log on to energyhog.org.
Hey, let me go.
In your dreams, Porky.
Because nobody likes an energy hog.
806.
8,806 tonight for the session here at Conseco Fieldhouse as Castle leads South Bend, Washington 74-64. Just a few ticks under 3 minutes remaining. Maria Olthorn has 18 points for Castle, but it's been Jasmine Ushery with 20 points and 16 rebounds that has been the key. Our game recap sponsored by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Skylar Diggins leads all scorers with 22 points.
Washington bringing full court pressure. Almost got the turnover, but ball goes off Diggins' foot off out of bounds.
Inbounds pass, and we've got a foul.
Marilyn Coddens pleading with the official that is a travel on the sideline. And I have to agree with her because
number 22,
Lynn McKinney was stepping on the sideline trying to get around Skylar Diggins, who was applying pressure. I mean, you see her right there. Maybe she did kip her pivot foot, but I thought she took a step before that pivot foot, which would have resulted in a travel. But the no call, and now the foul on South Bend, Washington is going to send Shalana Murray to the bench with 5 fouls.
That's the second Panther to foul out. She leaves with 2 points. Varner fouled out earlier with 2. And now it will be Lauren Archie coming back on the floor for South Bend, Washington. She is scoreless tonight. And at the free throw line is Jasmine Ushery. She has 20.
Well, right now, Ushery from the free throw line, 10 for 16.
And you can tell she gets to the free throw line the most of any Castle night, and she's done it tonight.
Yeah, she's active. She's you know, she's difficult to guard because she plays the post, but is very quick. And so most teams, if you're going to put a post player on her, they may be a little bit slower than her. Or if you put a guard on her, she's going to size them with her height.
Ushery has 22, and she keeps adding to the record book. She's now 12 of 18 at the line. It is the most free throws attempted in a 4A state title game and the most free throws made. And Castle gets it back with 2:43 to play.
Emily Phillips taking a shot in the lane.
When you talk about the Indiana All-Stars coming out this summer, of course, Jasmine Ushery is a junior, but I'm sure we're going to see her on that junior All-Star team.
Yeah, I think with her performance today, being so far down south, a lot of times, teams may not get to see a player like Jasmine Ushery, but when she gets to the state finals, now anybody watching this telecast has been able to see what kind of player she is.
Did you see that cut by Lynn McKinney? As Castle, running their half-court offense, goes to the free throw line with 2:20 to play.
Well, they're just spreading it out, trying to draw the defense away from the basket. And you see Lynn McKinney, you're going to see her cut to the basket and get a really hard foul right there from Emily Phillips, who was a little bit behind.
And the free throw differential is huge. 27 of 37 for Castle. South Bend, Washington just 10 of 13. Field goals are even. Panthers have 4 more three-pointers, but they've been outscored by 17, now 18 at the free throw line.
Well, part of that, Chris, is if you look at how Castle has scored, second chance points, 19, points in the paint, 34, and a lot of those fouls have come inside.
And they're very aggressive taking the ball to the basket. Nice play there by Shanika Anderson with her first hoop, a 5'7" junior, averaging 4 points a game. 78-66. Castle gets it across the line. Paris Wright will defend. South Bend, Washington now chasing with 1:47 to play. Gilhausen to Ushery.
They're trying to get a steal, but I think that they need to foul. Difficult part is, who do you foul on this Castle team? Time running, precious time running off the clock. South Bend, Washington.
Well, you don't want to foul there. Diggins already has 4. And Castle loses the ball. They give it right back to South Bend, Washington.
They didn't have to foul, but a lot of time going off the clock. Washington now down to 126, and they're down by 12.
Phillips, Diggins. Here's a long-range 3 off the back of the iron. Ushery kept it alive, but Phillips got it in the lane. Missed. Rebound, Olthorn. Gives the ball now to Gilhausen. Skips it ahead. And Lynn McKinney gets it right back to Olthorn. Gilhausen.
Unranked Castle has played.
And Olthorn scores, and you watch this, Shane, and you wonder how they were not ranked.
Well, when you look at their record and you look at the teams that they beat.
Here's Diggins down the lane, can't get it. Ball rebounded by Wright. Missed it. And a foul with 46 and 5/10 seconds to play. And the celebration has already started on the Castle sideline.
A lot of teams down south, Chris, sometimes will talk about that they don't get the same media coverage and therefore maybe not the same respect in terms of the rankings. And I think Castle might fall into that category with them being so far down. A lot of people may not have seen them, not in the Indianapolis area, and therefore they kind of flew under the radar. But this is a very fine basketball team. They have all the pieces. A very good point guard who runs their show. Size, they've got size inside. good shooting outside. And I think Wayne Allen has done a nice job in coaching this game this afternoon and getting his team to perform at a high caliber.
Well, Castle has blown up the record for most points by a team in a 4A game. Martinsville scored 71 back in 1998 against Lake Central. 80 tonight for the Castle Knights, and a full timeout with 42 and 4/10 seconds to play. Castle knocking on the door for a state title in Indianapolis.
At Ford, we believe that you should get more. More style with the new Ford Fusion. It's got the critics buzzing and has all the performance you want with less stops at the pump. Buy or lease a new Ford Fusion, and for a limited time, we'll match your down payment up to $1,000. And that means you can drive one for only $219 a month. Visit your Indiana Ford store today.
When I had my surgery, I weighed 262 pounds. I knew that I was in there somewhere. My body was not going to continue to live in that state. I wanted to make sure that I was going to get the right doctor. When I went to St. Vincent Bariatric Center, everyone was very kind to me. They never judged me. My kids love that I've lost weight. I wake up and I can't wait for the day to start.
What could be better than getting a clutch hit? What could be more thrilling, hitting a big shot or making a big catch? What could possibly be better than that? Doing it in front of a capacity crowd. Fans play an important role in all high school sporting events. They help to inspire the student athletes in their community to reach higher.
Ball State University helps students achieve their goals by providing amazing technology with innovative learning experiences. Ball State University, a different kind of university.
12-point lead for the Castle Knights with 42 and 4/10 seconds to play. Jasmine Ushery. What a night the junior has had for the Castle Knights. Our Pizza Hut good stuff of the game.
Well, you had a sense it was going to be special when she had a double-double in the first half. A lot of times players will only have one good half of basketball. Jasmine Ushery has kept it going, and it's been unbelievable.
22 points, 16 rebounds. Olthorn has the shot blocked by Shanika Anderson. 38 and 5/10 seconds to play.
Stephanie Gelhausen, somebody we have not mentioned very much tonight because the performances of Olthorn and Ushery have been outstanding. But Gelhausen, 6 assists and only 4 turnovers, 4 steals to go along with 14 points. She's had a nice game as well.
Olthorn has 21.
Gelhausen hasn't missed, by the way. She's made all of her field goals and free throws.
Charisse White
32.
will end the year in double figures. She has 10, 81 to 70. Ball knocked out of bounds by South Bend, Washington, and now Wayne Allen will clear his bench. Jasmine Ushery will leave. Olthorn will leave, and Lynn McKinney will leave.
Well, that senior class, a very special class for Wayne Allen. He's going to have Jasmine Ushery coming back. But there's a very nice veteran squad that those seniors get to go out with the state championship.
Charisse White drives. They will count it with 15 and 1/10 seconds to play. 12 points now for Charisse White. She has 8 of them here in the second half. Jane, 2 teams came in ranked #1 in the state. Heritage Christian in 2A, South Bend Washington in 4A. It will only be the Eagles that emerge as a state champion. Castle came in unranked in 4A. They received votes. Fort Wayne Lures was ranked 9th in Class 3A, and Lafayette Central Catholic was unranked in Class A. Long 3 by Diggins. And with 8 and 8/10 seconds to play, the march is on, and the Castle crowd remains on its feet. And look at Wayne Allen. He's the head cheerleader.
He's pretty fired up. He's pointing to the Castle fans. That student body section over there is raucous. They are having fun and about ready to celebrate their state championship.
0.7 of a second. You know, girls basketball in Indiana has come a long way since Judy Warren back in 1976 led Warsaw to a state championship. This is the 31st edition. And you know, you look over, I grew up in the 70s. It was just starting girls basketball really from a state level. And you look across the way at Castle, how many high school boys are here watching their classmates compete for a state title.
And that's outstanding. I thought of that today as Central Catholic was playing in the state championship. Their girls and their guys played tonight, and there were several of their players who came to the game, and then they've got to go back and play. So it's really neat to see schools support each other, students in the schools support each other. It's a fun thing for Castle. Obviously, South Bend, Washington, very disappointed. But Chris, they'll be back.
The Castle Knights are the 4A state champs in Indiana. Wayne Allen, after many years coaching the boys, gets his first state title coaching the girls.
It was a total team effort by the Knights today. They had inside, they had outside, great shooting, offensive rebounding, and a solid 2-3 defense that South Bend, Washington has had a difficult time solving all night long.
And South Bend, Washington came in averaging 76 points a game. They get 72. Jane, they had been giving up just 46 points a game, and Castle puts up 83 on the Panthers.
Well, it's pretty impressive that South Bend, Washington ends up with 72. Remember, they only had 24, or excuse me, check that, a little bit more. Got to get to my play-by-play on the backside.
All right, we'll take a break. 83-72. Castle wins the 4A state title. Plenty to talk about when we return on the Indiana Cable Network.
Friday, the men of the Mid-American Conference face off in tournament semifinals. Live on Comcast Local. Men's semifinal action Friday starting at 7. Comcast Local. Available only on Comcast.
My name's Lisa, and in 9 years I'll be an alcoholic.
Hi, Lisa.
I'll start drinking in 8th grade. And I'll do some things I don't really want to do. So by the time my parents talk to me about it, alcohol won't be my only problem.
Kids who drink before age 15 are 5 times more likely to have alcohol problems when they're adults. So start talking before they start drinking.
My parents won't believe it could happen to me.
Sunday at 4:30, the Grand Rapids Griffins head to Chicago to take on the Wolves at AHL Hockey Act. Live on Comcast Local. Griffins Wolves, Sunday at 4:30. Comcast Local, available only on Comcast.
Mrs. Johnson, good to see you again. This is Mike. You can trust him. He looks just like you.
I'll be sucking up to you in order to make you sign the loan.
So, here are your low monthly payments and interest rate as we promised. Here's where they triple. The rest of this is really just here so that we get your house when you can't pay us back.
Such a lovely house.
Predatory lenders are never this easy to spot. Call us and protect yourself with the facts.
Castle wins the 4A state championship 83-72 over South Bend, Washington. The Panthers end the season 25-2. Castle ends it at 25-3. They were unranked heading into the postseason. South Bend, Washington was the #1 ranked team in the state. So they will have a solid nucleus coming back, especially when you look at the backcourt. Skylar Diggins will be a sophomore a year from now. Emily Phillips will be a junior. One player who will have no more eligibility left, but she is a state champion. Castle senior Lynn McKinney standing by with JMV.
Thank you, Chris. Well, hello, Lynn McKinney. Are you excited?
I'm definitely excited.
Did you have any idea this was going to come your way?
I actually helped my coach fill out the form, but I didn't think I was actually going to get it.
That is very nice. I was talking to your coach about the fact that you guys weren't ranked, but really you've been rolling since January the 10th. Where's the respect? Where's the love all season long?
I don't know. All of a sudden, everything just clicked, and I don't know. It's like a miracle, and I'm glad it did.
We're going to have a little bit of a party in Newburgh later on tonight.
Actually, we're staying here, but we'll definitely party on Sunday.
I bet you. Lynn McKinney's the Mental Attitude Award winner. Congratulations, Lynn. Kristen Airy.
All right, thanks, JMV. She'll be close to Jean Schatzhart because she's going to head to Purdue next year, right?
I love those Boilers. Going to study engineering. We'll see you on campus, Lynn.
There you see the runner-up trophy for South Bend, Washington. And they have nothing to be ashamed about. A very young basketball team led by that young backcourt of Emily Phillips and Skylar Diggins. And you look at their roster, they had just one senior in Paris Wright, who played her final game tonight, played quite well, had 8 of her 9 points in the fourth quarter that helped South Bend, Washington get within 6 with 6:13 to go at 64-58. Castle then went on a 19-14 run to end the game. And here we have our state championship presentation.
Full house. Shauna Welch. Congratulations. Stephanie Gelhausen. Emerald Graham. Megan Gill. Lynn McKinney. Jasmine Ussery. Caitlin Smith. Maria Osborne. Abby Lair. Taylor Epley. Assistant coach Sam Terrell. Assistant coach Kristen Mitchell.
There you see Wayne Allen enjoying the fruits of his labor. 12 years at Castle, 4 as the head coach, now 86-17.
He's done a great job down there with that group of girls, and as he said, they were talking about winning a state championship as 8th graders, and to fulfill that dream as seniors. Kind of a nice story from down south.
Native of Knightstown, went to Charlton State. And Newburgh, doesn't sound like there'll be too big of a party because they're all going to be here in Indianapolis, so watch out downtown.
That's right.
Because the Castle crowd is going to have a big party tonight here in Indianapolis, and I'm sure when they return tomorrow.
Baby, all right.
We've come a long way.
There's Wayne Allen. They hand out the final medals. We'll have a chance to see the Castle Knights with their state championship trophy. Jane, great to work with you. Look forward to working with you during the Indiana Fever season coming up. Women's pro basketball, 7th year of the WNBA here in this building at Conseco Fieldhouse all summer long. I'm looking forward to my duties with the high school boys coming up next Saturday, the regional, the following Saturday, the semi-state, then the state finals in 3 weeks with John Laskowski and this great crew that we work with. Couldn't do it without everybody behind the scenes. And it's been a long day, and everybody, when they have their heads hit the pillow, they will sleep quite well tonight.
No question about that. The only people that may not sleep are the Castle Knights because they're probably going to be too jacked up to get any shut-eye tonight.
So the Castle Knights are the 2006 Class 4A state champs. What a day we've had in Indiana for 2006. Another great day of basketball capping the season on this girls' year. Lafayette Central Catholic won the Class A title 75-68 over South Central. Heritage Christian is your 2A champ. They beat Westview 46-34. Earlier tonight, Terry Rosinski and the Fort Wayne Bishop Lures Knights picked up their 5th state title. They beat Evansville Memorial 65-54. And Castle, the 4A state champs, They beat South Bend, Washington, 83-72. Again, thanks to you, the viewer, for watching all of our games today and tonight on the Indiana Cable Network. For all of our people behind the scenes, for JMB and Jane Schott, I'm Kristen Airy. We've enjoyed bringing it to you, the Indiana High School Girls State Championship games on the Indiana Cable Network.
Over time, people do extraordinary things. Develop new agriculture practices to help feed the world. Explore the